What is going on, everybody? And it's Coach Jan. I am streaming on two different accounts right now. One is on my Tai Chi account, and if you know me from Tai Chi, I am the coach of the U.S. Tai Chi Push Hands team. I'll talk about that in a second. I'm also streaming on Justice for Hire, which is our show. It's a martial arts cinematic universe where anybody can join the cast right from their phone. So I'm streaming on two accounts simultaneously, and why am I doing that? Well, because I like to make sure that I give my Tai Chi audience what they love and what they care about, which is like how to adapt Tai Chi to not only your life and your Tai Chi form, but to other martial arts as well. And for my Justice for Hire community, I like to showcase the level of like sensitivity and awareness that we put into our action choreography. So the action choreography side of what we do, if you watch Justice for Hire, if you're aware of our new season, which we're on our fifth episode's coming out this Saturday. Which we're on our fifth episode's coming out this Saturday. You're going to see just a lot of action that is developed with people. Some of them are pro fighters, some of them are like, you know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts, and some of them are people that have never done anything before. We have everybody working together to create action scenes, and they all start with slow breathwork visualization, like Tai Chi, like this. This is called uplifting heaven, feet shoulder width apart parallel, inhaling up, exhaling down, washing the breath as a color down your arms, down your legs, etc. So today I'm going to do some stunt work. I'm going to do some solo stunt exercises that you can do at home on your own. And just to manage expectations here, like my mentality is like it's late on. I've been editing all day. I'm working on our next episode, and I have this format called 15s, and you've probably seen me do it if you've watched some of my streams in the last couple of weeks. But 15s is a simple pyramid exercise. And what a pyramid exercise is, you pick a certain number, let's say 3 different exercises, and you do 15 of jumping jacks, let's say, push-ups and sit-ups. 15 jumping jacks, 15 push-ups, 15 sit-ups. 14 jumping jacks, 14 push-ups, 14 sit-ups. 13, 12, 11, 10, all the way down to 1. And it's great. You know, it's great because you've given yourself a certain number of things to do. You're getting, there's progress. I mean, you're counting down. The process of counting down actually has a hypnotic effect on the body and the mind. So there's not only a positive feedback loop, but there's also a trance-like state that you're putting yourself into, which is helping you to deepen your awareness of the things that you're doing, your exercises, your body mechanics, etc. So there's a whole bunch of cool stuff that's going on there. So today, the stunt work, the training that I'm going to be doing here, which is all solo exercises you can do at home, it's going to be in the 15s format. And I'm probably going to do, rather than 3 exercises, I may do anywhere between like 4 and 6. I never go beyond 6. I don't think I've ever gone beyond 6 because it becomes long and tedious. But the intention with the 15s and the intention with the format today is to take a Tai Chi approach to exercises. And when I say Tai Chi, all Tai Chi means to me is slowing yourself down to speed up your perception. So Tai Chi means, translated is supreme ultimate, or Tai Chi Chuan, supreme ultimate fist. And to me, all the masters that I know, like all the true masters that I know, all have the ability to slow themselves down, speed up their perception, get more information out of a moment that is more than likely more information than the person that they're playing against or fighting against, their opponent. And then they can make better decisions than the opponent, which is part of what makes them a master. So Tai Chi as an art form is a way for you to do that repeatedly on your own and apply it to anything you do in your life. And that's why I use it in action choreography. That's why I make sure every single actor, every single fighter, I don't care what style they come from, when you train with me, you start with Tai Chi. And you start with Tai Chi because it builds rapport, it slows down what we need to slow down to make sure the choreography is going to be safe and repeatable, so you can keep shooting it over and over again, and you don't make mistakes and accidentally hit somebody or hurt somebody or cut somebody, because that's all happened to me before and to some of my teammates. So we've just learned over years to make better decisions, and Tai Chi is one of the best decisions you can make for action choreography. So that being said, we're going to start with we're going to do one breathing exercise, and that's the one I just did when I started this stream. It's called Uplifting Heaven. It's from the 8 Pieces of Brocade. Qigong. Tai Chi is actually Qigong, and Qigong is a very broad concept of breathwork visualization and body mechanics. So we're going to do this one exercise, and the intention behind doing this exercise is to connect our movement with our breath and our visualization. That's the only reason we're doing it right now, because every movement we do after this is going to have the same concept of breathwork, visualization, and body mechanic all interwoven, and we're going to just keep on doing that over and over again. What that's going to do is going to give you more information. It's going to train your mind to go deeper into the body while you're actually doing the movements. Because there are people you might see throwing their punches like this, and that's great. That's awesome that you can be loose and have some nice form. That's great. But then you start putting the breath into it and projecting the mind. You can actually see there's a difference in my intensity. And it's not that I'm just punching harder. This is harder. I'm putting my mind through it. I'm visualizing, and my intention is going beyond my body. And you want to be able to move your attention anywhere in your body and anywhere in your environment, and then move your intention into those things. So, let's go for it. Uplifting heaven, feet shoulder width apart, parallel. Imaginary string lift you from the top of the head. That string allow relaxation to cascade down through the spine, as if each vertebra is getting farther and farther away from the next, from the last. Have that sensation go through the hips, balances the hips like a bowl of water. Keep going down through the knees, calves, ankles, heels into the ground, and then put the mind through the center of each heel as if there's an anchor or a nail going right through the center of each heel. Inhale deep, palms facing flat down. Special attention on the middle finger of each hand. Exhale, wash the breath down the arms to the palms and fingertips. This is just getting us ready. This posture is called Gilded Pillar. It's getting us ready for the exercise we're going to do. Inhale, draw your breath into your belly. About 3 finger lengths below the belly button is called the lower down chance, the second chakra in yoga. And you're going to exhale, wash that color down the arms to the palms and fingertips, about 1 inch or 2 beyond. So you're going to give your sensation of breathing a color, whatever intuitively comes to you, and you're going to move that color 1 inch or 2 beyond your hand. So what the color does is it gives your attention a vehicle. Wherever your attention goes in the body, blood circulation increases in that area of your body. The greater focus you have in that area of your body, the more intense, the more heat you can generate, etc. in a particular area of your body. So we're using visualization to drive our attention incrementally down the body and then through the body to the hands. Now, why do we do this to warm up for our exercises, etc.? I've talked about that moments ago. I want to get a little more granular on that. When you, let's say you're punching someone in the stomach, right? And a lot of times in choreography, you're going to have somebody, or in general choreography, you might see somebody take a punch and go, like that, and they're skipping and they're doing this little jolt. And in stage combat, the concept of the victim is always in control, right? That's a stage combat concept, and it helps to keep people safe. That means if I throw a punch, it's really the person that's taking the punch that's selling it. If I'm grabbing their hair, I'm not really grabbing their hair. I'm going to have my hands like this, and then they're going to hold me here, and then shake. It's going to look like you're grabbing their hair, but I'm not actually holding their hair at all. And that's stage combat. So it's a little bit different for the way that we do our choreography. We do pull from some stage combat, but when you have that color visualization coming through your knuckles, you can think of the visualization as like having claws like Wolverine for, let's say, a body shot, a punch to the stomach. So with a punch to the stomach, you might say, okay, I hit this guy, or I'm just slapping the skin, right? And you have someone that you're working with. But if you do the color visualization through, it's going to help the audience feel like it's more real. You don't have to actually hit the guy super hard, but if you rip through, and you get some really, really cool like visualization for yourself on ripping those claws through their abdomen, when they take that punch, you're going to be able to see not only the reaction looking great, but the person who's throwing the strikes looking great. And that's the thing we want to make, that we always strive for in our choreography, is making sure that it looks as real as possible, including down to the rhythm. And rhythm is something else we're talking about, but broken rhythm is more realistic in fighting, in real fights, obviously in sport fighting as well, because sport fighting has its own kind of rhythm, but broken rhythm is very, very real, and being able to achieve that in our action choreography is something that we always look for, versus like a 3 count or a 4 count. A lot of choreography, especially in Kung Fu, is done on 3 counts and 4 counts, etc. And if you look at stuff like Daredevil, which was heralded for having this amazing action choreography, you'll notice that there's still a rhythm, and there's also a pause that we call the insurance pause when they're with the star. A lot of times the stuntman will pause. John Wick has it all over the place because it's like Keanu's doing his own stunts, and all the stuntmen are like waiting because they don't want to hurt Keanu, and it's all over the movie. And I love those movies; they're great. But we always do our best to break those rhythms and hide those rhythms if we need to keep somebody safe. How do we hide the rhythm? How do we pull the eye away from pull the eye away from where we don't want the viewer looking to where we do want them looking? And these little things, exhaling, pushing color through your hands, everyone can see it. It's not so much that you can see the colors as you can see the intention in the body. That's why Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson, and why Michael Jackson imitators are not Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson did Qigong, and he actually has taught it in one of his videos, and I still need to put out my video on Michael Jackson teaching this stuff, but it's the same breath work and visualization we're doing in fight choreography. And so, let's get back to it. Inhale to the belly, exhale, wash down. Inhale, breath lifts the wrists. Wrists lifting up to the sides. Inhale even deeper. Drawing the color, the breath is a color to the belly. Interlace your fingers, exhaling down. My hands are soft, they're not hard, they're very soft. Coming down to my collarbone, bending my knees. Inhaling up, balls of the feet, stretching out the hips, out into the toes. Exhaling down. To the side again, inhaling up. Inhale even deeper. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhale, wash the breath through the whole body. Remember, you're inhaling and drawing a color into the belly. Inhale even deeper, spin your fingers, so that's a 2-stage inhalation. Interlace those fingers, exhaling down, down, down. Soften the knees. And then inhale, leading with the breath, collarbone lifts up, shoulders stretching out of the shoulders, out of the hips, onto your toes. Exhale, down. And one more. Remember, we're connecting the breath, connecting the body mechanic, connecting the visualization. So I want you guys to know that I want to be as open as possible to different exercises. So if you say, hey, you know what, I want to see, why don't you add this into your 15s or that into your 15s, I'm very, very down. So we're going to start off with just some basic jumping jacks right now. And now, how do the jumping jacks, just to warm us up for 15s, remember we're doing 15s right now, how do the jumping jacks connect to the concept of breath work and visualization? You may ask that. So, inhale, exhale, that's how. Inhale, draw the color in, exhale, draw the color out, and slap down. When we adjust our jumping jacks, you're going to see that we're going to inhale and clap here, and we're going to exhale, and we're going to jump and hollow fists, gently banging on the obliques, and we're going to flex and push the pressure down that we're taking here down the legs. We're going to visualize the pressure going down into the ground. So what that's going to help you do is going to help you chain the pressure through the muscles all the way into the ground, which is the same thing you do when you're sparring or when you're taking a kick in a scene. You're going to take the pressure and you're going to push that pressure down into the ground so it doesn't actually hurt the organs, or you minimize the impact on the actual organs that you're protecting, that your muscles protect, the skin protects. So, inhale up, 15, 4, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So everything is going to be martial arts focus here, martial focus. So I'm standing southpaw right now, I'm just doing jab cross. And I'm going to inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Why? Because inhaling is reverse breathing Tai Chi. Exhaling is more traditional orthodox martial concepts. So inhale, inflate, create a shape. Exhale, throw the breath as a color through the wrists, through the knuckles. Every 2 equals 1 here, so 7, 8, 9. And I'm getting my mechanics clean as I do this. I want to be super clean. Because when I come off on film, I want to look, I want to look really clean. 14, 15. Great, so now we're going to do a little bit of ab work. And the ab work, we want to make sure that we're doing something martial, because again, this is all us training martially for stunt work, etc. So I'm going to come on down, and even the drop down, you can turn that into a nice little roll. So, and the ab work and rolling is the first thing we're going to do. So drop down, roll, and come on up. Switch legs, drop down, roll, come on up. So I'm also sliding down onto the forearm. My intention is to, boom, allow my forearm to be my shock absorber. So I'm going to drop right down, rolling my back, coming right up. Notice that when I'm coming up, I'm coming into a guarded position and then standing up. So same thing, switching sides, dropping down, and coming right back up. Same guard, drop down. You can place the palm down just to get yourself warmed up if you're doing this. In general, you don't want to brace yourself with your palm because you can totally hurt your wrists. So, but if you're at home, I have mats, but I didn't put them out. So if you're at home, sliding down, and then use the forearm when you're coming back to help push up off the wrist, and come back up. Switching sides, drop down, and come back up. So how does the Tai Chi breath work in here? Well, exhaling, exhale deeper, inhale, inhale deeper, exhale, dropping down, exhale deeper, inhale stage 1, in even deeper stage 2, switch, exhale stage 1, exhale even deeper 2, inhale up, deeper, exhale, drop down, inhale up, switch. And every time we're switching, everything is martial here. Step forward, step back. Step forward, step back. We want everything we're doing slowly because we're going to speed it up eventually. Speed it up eventually. So. And one more each side. Another note is trying to come down as softly as possible. With all these exercises, I'll do one more each side. Just softly, I want it to be as soft as possible, as quiet as possible. The more you can get that while doing it slowly, the more you can do it sped up. And it's kind of there's a Shaolin Kung Fu concept of walking like a lion and leaping like a lion, landing like a feather. So you want to really allow yourself as much softness into the ground as possible, melting, taking very gentle footsteps. Then you speed that up so you get that kind of ninja-like. So, okay, next. So we just did ab work. We did hands, ab work. Let's see, one more, maybe two more. Let's do some hip stuff for making sure our hips are always open, but also martial. Let's go. Out. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Each side is one. Notice that I'm turning different directions too. And this is just for fun for me. I'm imagining that I have an opponent here, an opponent here, an opponent here, an opponent there, an opponent here. So if you're doing a fight scene with multiple folks, and also all this stuff is translatable to your general martial experience. And then finally, kicks. So, are we gonna do kicks? No, you know what, we're gonna keep it 3. We're gonna keep it 3 for 15 jumping jacks, and so we have, let's see, is that gonna be 5 or 4? We did jumping jacks, we did punches, we did abs, and now we're doing hips. And we're gonna keep it to 4. So we're gonna go, we'll bring kicks in the next round because we just did all 8 techniques. So we're gonna do 1 for cardio, but cardio for us to be light-footed. We're gonna do 1 for hands. We're gonna do 1 for the abdominal experience martially, and 1 for legs. Okay? So that's it. So 4. So same pyramid structure, 15, 14, 13, 12. So now we did jumping jacks. Now we're going to do switch foot. So in front and behind. 3, 3, 4, 4. On the balls of the feet, as softly as possible. So what are we doing this for? Again, you want to be able to, you're doing these exercises to insert into your larger martial repertoire. Like whatever your moves that are your thing that you do, you're doing these complementary moves so that you know, okay, I'm going to throw a side kick, boom. You just step behind your little cross-leg step. So I'm going to, boom, close the distance for a punch, etc. Lots of different ways you can utilize this. I'm going to spin around and throw somebody. So all these things work together for for your different martial experiences. So now we're going to do uppercuts. Uppercuts, instead of rolling in front of the nose yet, this is a really small circle exercise. And the small circles are awesome, but we want to start with the bigger intention and then make it smaller. So inhale up as if you're pulling fruit off of a tree, and inhale up, exhale, pull it down. Inhale up, pull it down. Notice that I have this L shape coming up, L-shaped bar. Switch legs. So this is really important. If you watch episode 3 of Justice for Hire Hero Season that came out last week, not this past Saturday, the Saturday before, you'll notice that Damsel of Distress, she does this awesome uppercut, and she just learned the uppercut. She learned the uppercut from this move, from reaching up and getting this boom, this wonderful L shape here, and it comes out great. She does not box much, etc., but she did a great job. So definitely check out Justice for Hire episode 3 from Hero Season, and you'll see this exact move in there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And of course, if you're a fighter, you already know. But you know, all this stuff, we make them smaller, smaller, smaller. So later on, boom, boom, but it's still the same concept, the same expression made smaller. And then if you do Tai Chi, you understand that you might do these big movements, but this isn't Tai Chi. A lot of people who don't know Tai Chi will think, oh, Tai Chi, oh, these big, circular movements. Like, real Tai Chi is all about combining these small circles to create greater centrifugal force. So, same as fighting. Smaller circles, greater centrifugal force, everything working together, the hip, the waist, ball of the foot, the shoulder, everything, the breath work, the visualization, all of it working together. So, now let's go down to the ab work. we're going to do some nice jiu-jitsu stuff here. Rolling our legs out. Circles with the legs. Alright, two, each side is one. Notice that from the side, I'm sitting here, my body's up, my abs are crunched in. I keep my body up, keep my hands up. If you need to, you can put your hands down. But in general, do your best to work up to keeping the abs up. And now, let's do low kicks. Low kicks, I prefer, again, this is our style of choreography for Justice for Hire, which is very much based on real fight experience, which is very much combined with sport fighting, etc. So, for us, we do a lot of leg kicks. And for Tai Chi, for me, especially somebody who, even though I grew up in Kung Fu, I grew up in a martial arts family, stretching wasn't overemphasized to me the way I believe it should be for a child. There's benefits to that for myself and for you who may watch my Tai Chi coaching on my Tai Chi channel, so shout out to everyone who does. But because I'm not super flexible, I've had to learn how to generate the power without the overt flexibility, which is actually the real way you generate power. So the flexibility could hinder you from understanding smaller mechanics. So fortunately I'm not limited by that, but I do wish I was more flexible. So that being said, low small kicks are actually really super effective, boom, for knocking people down rather than like a big which is still great too. So like you can totally do this, but boom, that's awesome. But here we're gonna just step forward, kick, and come back. Try to keep it as light as possible, meaning that the sound that you're making is light. 3, 4, 5, we're on 14, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then switch legs. 1. Notice that I step the back leg forward, kick, and all I want to do is touch my shin to the thigh, inner thigh, outer thigh of my opponent. And how is the breath work working? I'm either exhaling through the shin, inhaling coming back, or inhaling through the toe into the belly, exhaling coming back. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Inhale, exhale. Notice that I'm adding a little swing into it, a little almost capoeira. I'm doing a little bit of a Jenga here, capoeira Jenga. So it's just a little bit. It's just something how I personally like to move. And so I'm adding a little rhythm into it, doing my kick, boom, get my little rhythm on, boom. So find your rhythm and bring that into your step. Keep it light, keep it fun. Feel the ability to smile at any given moment, and that's how we want all of our martial experience to be, especially choreography. So, next up, 13. And for 13, let's do jumping jacks again. 1, 2, 4. Inhale, exhale. Alright, now we're going to do hooks. The hooks are L shapes, just like the uppercut, except the L shape is in front of the heart. You can either have the palm facing you and make a fist, or you can have the palm facing the ground, make a fist. I like the palm facing the ground because I have wrist issues from birth, so I just keep my palms facing down, and you can keep your feet shoulder width apart if you'd like, and just pivot the same foot of the L-shaped hand, with a striking hand, because technically both hands have a bit of an L shape if you're guarding. So, but if you want to be a little more martial, keep one foot forward. This is my left hand forward, switching to southpaw or right. Whatever it is, most of what's happening is coming from the waist, so there's not a lot of shoulder going like this. You don't want to throw out the shoulder. You want to drop the shoulder, align it, and use the body for the rest. So boom, boom. Okay. We can get 4 more without talking. All right, going back down for ab work. Ab work, and what we're going to do is we're going to roll to the side, making a circle. My hands are on my knees, and I'm going to go to the side, turn on my back to the other side, come up. Making this nice little circle, warming up my back for impact onto the ground. 13, and then I'll switch directions for another 13. Two more. And coming up. And notice that it's almost as if I'm seated at a throne. So my body becomes the throne, my hands on my knees, my arms, forearms become the shock absorbers, pumping in and out. So I'm going the other direction and boom. So right down, shock absorber right here. And I made a little mistake here in showing you guys my elbow came out. Concept is you don't want the elbow to crack into the ground. You want to allow yourself to gently fall, turn over to the other side, use the abs to sit up, but allow the arm to give you a little bit of leverage. Number 13. I'm taking it slow. You can go faster too if you want. Taking it slow today because I really want to feel the details in my obliques and my stomach. Like I said, it's later. I've just eaten also, so that's also part of it. But we're going for it. Okay, and now let's do the hips, other side, outside to in, and of course, so we're warming up the hips here, but there's going to be Muay Thai knees that are going to be very helpful. This exercise is going to be very helpful. So, keeping the hands up, inhale up, exhale down. And if you don't like doing inhale up, exhale down, you can dedicate 1 breath to each side. That's also awesome. So, and it's very effective. So, inhale, exhale, or exhale, inhale. You are the commander of your breath. Your breath is the key for so many higher consciousness experiences, deepened experiences. So however you utilize it, it's up to you how deep you want to go. But if you don't take the step of connecting your breath to your movement, you're going to miss out on many opportunities that the breath affords you. So be sure to connect that breath. And it's not just a keep your mouth closed, keep the tongue on the ceiling of your mouth. That is another key. Regulate the breath through the nose. Don't take as much in through the mouth if you can. Focus on the breath as a color. See the color pull in through the limb into the belly. See the color push out from the limb push out from the belly, from the limb. So start giving some focus to the breath. Give it a path. Use the breath to self-generate other experiences in the body. Go deep into the hips when you do this as well. When you're doing choreography with someone, or when you're doing sparring or push hands exercises, etc., sensitivity drills, you really want to be able to check in with your body and make sure that it's as flexible, that the posture is as aligned and as balanced as it can be for you, and that that's what you're giving to your partner. And then when you do scenes with people, etc., it's safer, more reliable, more repeatable, because you have that extra level of awareness, that deepened level of awareness. Now we're on 12, and we're going to do, let's see, we're going to do switch foot. But we're going to do switch foot, so 1, 1. So 1 foot forward, 1 hand forward, step the foot back, and as you step that foot back, it pushes into the ground and launches the other one back. Steps forward, it pushes into the ground, launches the other one back. Switch foot. So it's not a step and a step, because if you only do step and step, you're going to miss out on the opportunity to self-generate experience. So step forward, boom, run it back. Run it forward, boom, run it back. So you run this forward, boom, you run this back. You run this forward, it hits the ground, it's pushing into the ground, it throws the other one back. You run this forward, it's pushing into the ground, it runs the other one back. Boom. Notice that my nose, Tony nose alignment. Tony nose, I'm keeping Tony nose alignment here. Notice that I'm not straight up. You can do that if that's your style of fighting, but I keep a little sunken chin, sunken chest. Alright, now we got some punches. Let's do, since we have 12, let's do 6, 2, 2. So this is a body shot, overhand. Notice that I'm keeping my hands open for this. My fingers open. My fingers are reaching. Same way we're reaching for the food, for the picking fruit off a tree. Reach across, reach down. Notice that this becomes a nasty little elbow combination too if you shorten it. So notice that I'm exhaling down, collapsing everything. Inhaling up, expanding with the rib cage, agreeing with the body mechanic. Exhaling, agreeing with the body mechanic. I'm collapsed. My lungs are smaller. I'm opened up. My lungs are bigger. So just make note of how the breath work can agree with the body mechanic. And 6 on that side, and then boom, switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's one of my favorite little combinations. So soothing. All right, let's go on down to Africa. Now we're going to do, before we did outside, now we're going to do inside. So we're going to go, come around. So you're coming over and down, over and down. So again, you can do it without your hands, or you can put your hands down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if you do jiu-jitsu, wrapping around arms, etc., holding cloth or clothing and wrapping around that, getting your grips in with your feet. Real fun stuff. Okay, coming up. Okay, now let's do mid-range round kick. So before we did here, now we're going to do a little higher. Boom. Higher to the mid-range, so you're to the belly level, oblique level, floating rib level. Now let's go. 1, 2, 3, and switch. 12. All right. And now we're doing 11. Now 11, we're going to go for jumping jacks again. 1, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. And punches. Well, what punches have we not done yet? Let's do right up the middle. So this, sliding the hand right up the middle, we're actually going to drop the hips down and slide right up. Boom, sliding up, hitting the bottom of the chin, lifting the lifting arm. Many different names for this. So let's drop and up. Body goes down, hand goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can lean forward, you can lean back. 9, 10, 11, and switch. I'm inhaling as I go up, but you can also exhale if you'd like to. I like to inhale and inflate as if it's a balloon, so I can feel the structure. Keep the hand in front of the chin, hand on the side, hand over here, whatever is necessary. Okay, coming down to the floor, and let's work the teep, meaning the front kick, Muay Thai style. We're going to work our legs a little bit to get this. And we're going to go 1, pull the feet, toes back, push the ball of the foot out. 1, 2, 2. You're going to make sure you get the flex on the thigh, on the top to straighten it, to lock the leg. 2, 3, 3. You can do this with no hands. 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. It's coming up. All right, and let's do chamber. Let's create a shield. We're going to start preparing for side kicks. Actually, you know what? We just did teeps. Let's go for teeps, then we'll do shields next. Okay? Do a little preview. So teep, come up, push out, come down. So we're going to rock the hip. We're going to keep the foot that's planted on the ground flat, meaning that you're not going to go on the ball of your foot when you're doing this kick. There are kicks, front kicks once you do that, but this is not one of them. You're going to keep the base foot very flat, and the hips are going to rock back and forth. So go up, teep out. Strong base. Inhale, exhale, inhale down. 8, 9, 10, 11. And switch legs. I'm going into southpaw for this rather than doing a thrust kick from the back. If I was going to do my back leg, it would be a thrust kick, and with a thrust kick, you might go into the ball of your foot and push really hard forward. We're not doing that right now, so I'm switching legs to go into the teep, and on the side, I'll do it from this direction. 1. All right, and now we're going to switch leg again. So 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we have 10. Now we're doing 10. It's going to be great. Okay, let's do jab cross, but lower the hip level. So we want to feel really good down here. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, and then switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Finish up. Feel your posture soft and extended. When I say soft, I mean you're not flexed, you're not hard, just fully extended. Beautiful. And then dropping down. 2. All right. Let's come up and touch 1. Feet off the ground. 2. Think about cranking, turning a wheel. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on up. And now we're going for the shield. Shield up and down. 10 on this side. 2. Can be arm outside or inside. 3. 4. I'm alternating, depending on what's necessary for the moment. And then switch. So the concept is that this entire side of the body becomes a shield. You can touch, you're about to do your side kick, you shield up. Okay, so we're going to go for inside, outside. 10. Great, now 9. 9, we're going to go, now that we're doing under 10, we're going to start doing what we were talking about earlier, hitting the obliques. You're going to hit the obliques. You're going to inhale, open up, open the rib cage. Exhale as you come in, and you're going to hit. The hands are going to be hollow fists, but by the time that you make contact for just a moment, about an inch or two before impact, you're going to squeeze for a moment. You're going to squeeze the hands, and you're going to exhale, pushing the color through the hands into the obliques. And you're going to keep that experience going and go all the way down. Push the breath down the legs, the pressure and the breath down the legs into the ground. It all happens in an instant. So you want to just get used to the breath work and the visualization. And the more you do it, the more you're going to see, feel, and experience. So inhale, exhale. Think of your breath work. Think of Tai Chi and this type of breath work as slow motion. Slow motion meaning that when you shoot a video in slow motion, you change the frame rate. You go from maybe 24 or 30 frames per second to 60 to 120 to 240 frames a second. The more frames you capture within a particular second, the more information you have. So when you use your breath to slow yourself down, to speed up your experience, to speed up your perception of your experience, you're getting more information within a short amount of time. So it's very important. It's key to having a deeper insight into your own body mechanics and, of course, into the body mechanics of other people, which allows you to be more helpful as a scene partner, to be more dominant as a martial competitor, as a sparring partner, etc. Help your sparring partners grow. So it just helps all across the board. Helps in daily conversation and so much more. So let's go on. Actually, no, I think we're doing 9 strikes. Let's move to some elbows now. Inhaling up, 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 down. Inhale up, down. Inhale up, let the elbow free fall downward towards your belly for a second, and then add a little flex. Inhale up. Beautiful. And 9, let's do weaving. 1, 2, swapping to the side. Hands up. 6, use the obliques. 7, 8, 9. Since we did the side kick shield, now we're going to do the actual side kick. So up, out, and down. Shield, out, down. So, I want to be clear for a second, because I do my side kicks like, head with this. I'm not the most flexible person. I fought professionally. I do things my way based on my learnings from my studies. and great teachers. So just because you or I may not be able to kick super high doesn't mean that your kick can't be effective. So if you see me do a side kick, it's like, oh, hey, you know, that's not like a Taekwondo side kick or blah, blah. Every style is different, every competitor, every person is different. My big focus on choreography, and the reason that I feel so adamant about anybody being able to contribute to a action scene or to a film at all, the reason I run a company called Real World, which you can check out, just look at Justice for Hire, you'll see all of it there. But the whole concept is that everybody should be able to participate wherever you are, that the creative process will meet you where you're at. And that applies to martial arts as well. So I like to say, do your best for you and always be improving. Do your best for you, always be improving, and you're going to be fine, and you're going to be able to have a great time with the best in the world, and with the best of them. And you put yourself amongst the best of them if you believe in yourself and you believe that you're always doing your best and always improving and always asking great questions to improve, because you never want to not ask yourself great questions. So I say all of that essentially to let you know that if my sidekick is not as good as your sidekick, that's great. You know, like in general, if I'm in a real fight, which, you know, God forbid, does not happen again, but when that has happened, my intention is not to punch or kick somebody, it's to use Tai Chi and Jiu-Jitsu to, get the situation to disappear as fast as possible, rather than to do damage with hands and feet, because the longer I'm doing damage to myself or others, the more I endanger people around us. So really want to say, do your thing at your speed. Okay, let's do 9 side kicks on that side. So shield, kick out, down. Four more. Cool. All right, so now we're on 8. And from 8, excuse me, from 8, we're going to, let's do some switch foot again, but this time let's actually hop. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, switch sides, 2, 3, 4, 5, super light, 8, beautiful, and elbows up now, brush your hair back, 2, it's like a block and an elbow. Notice that my elbow's coming right from my nose. These blocks are super important, especially in stunt work. Protecting the head. And a lot of the stunt work that we do as a team, we will trust each other enough to take impact from each other that would otherwise be detrimental, dangerous, etc. I never recommend that for anybody that is new to my training, to our team, to working with us on an action scene ever. I always recommend staying very far away. It's just not worth it. Stay far away from the strikes. Don't take the impact. It's stupid. Not helpful. But what is helpful is developing sensitivity and rapport with your scene partners so that you can take impact and feel really positively about it, and positively about the person. Because if you take impact from somebody that doesn't know how to control themselves, then they're probably, that happened to us not too long ago, some negativity might arise. And negativity would be in the form of just resentment. You don't need that. We don't want to resent each other. We want to love and appreciate each other. So take your time, learn the sensitivity, keep training with scene partners to make sure that this is something that you can do eventually, is take the impact from them, because you trust them so much. They're not going to hurt you, you're not going to hurt them, and even then, anything can happen. So you got to trust and love and care for each other. Let's go for it. Actually, let's start doing weaving. I said weaving before, it was actually bobbing, and now we're slipping. Now we're doing the weaves. So we're going to duck and weave Actually, we're gonna weave under and back up. So keep the hands up. As a matter of fact, you can brush your hair if you want. Drop the level, don't bend over, drop the level. Nine, switch legs. Wow, didn't realize we've been going for almost an hour already. So we're gonna finish this up fairly quickly. We're on 9. Got to do kicks. So we're gonna do knees, 9 knees. Butterfly and flex the knee. You're gonna flex the abdomen, push the hip forward, pull in. Hand, forward, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm sleepy, but I also need to finish. I need to finish strong. And so I want to show you guys how to turn this into a faster workout. So we've been taking time, I've been talking, it's been like, hey guys, you know, I love doing that. I love doing this with you. So please know I'll continue doing it. We're on 8 now, and we're going to speed this up. And we're going to speed this up. I'm going to talk less, but I'm still going to maintain the breath work and visualization concepts that we talked about before, which started with us doing uplifting heavy. Exhale, washing out. I'm just checking and see how many of you guys are on here. What's going on Justice for Hire? What's going on, guys? So if you have thoughts, questions, or ideas, please let me know. Do I see Diane on here? Anyway, love you guys. So we're going to do this right now. We're going to speed this up. So what does this mean for you? If you're training with me right now, we've been going at a pace, a really nice, calm pace. As a matter of fact, the calmer pace is oftentimes better for fat burning. There's a fat burning heart rate that it's not like you burning yourself going super hard, not at all. And even sometimes a brisk run is too much for the fat burning heart rate. So you want to find yourself a nice rhythm. And we had a really calm, soothing, but still doing the work type of rhythm. Now we're going to turn it up. Now we're going to sweat a little bit more. So here we're going to get into still doing the 4. We're doing a movement. We're doing a full body movement. We're doing an arm. We're doing an ab work, and we're doing a leg. So 4. We're starting at 8. We're going down to 1, and 1 we're going to go up to 16, which means that we're not repeating everything again. We're just, instead of doing 1. We're going to do 16 of each exercise. So that's the way, it's called finishing strong. So we're going to finish fast and we're going to finish strong. It's going to be great. So let's go, switch foot. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And jab cross. And for abs, we're going to go to the side. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. And now legs. And we're going to kick high. Roundhouse kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're on 7. And 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uppercuts. Rolling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch legs. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. And now side to side. Left leg forward. 1, 2, drop your elbow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And kicks. We're going to just do front snap kick. Very basic front kick and put it down. Pushing with the ball of the foot and snapping out. You can come onto the ball of the foot, the standing foot as well. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So notice that I slowed down on that side. I'm making adjustments in my body. I'm making adjustments because I don't want to just go speed over feeling good. If I feel like anything's tight, etc., I soften. I make sure that the bone feels aligned inside the joint, around the muscles. Again, I can move my mind into those parts of my body because I'm so used to doing this. So if you find that you're tight, etc., and you're not used to doing any particular movement here, slow yourself down a bit. Don't prioritize speed over feeling good and think that you're going to feel good later. Forget about feeling good later. Feel good now. So soften yourself, make sure that the exercise feels great. If you feel any pain, obviously stop. You don't want to feel like there's a difference between the pain of pushing through and making it work versus like something actually not feeling good in the joint or in the muscle. So just always be conscious of that. Always be willing to give yourself the grace for space from an exercise. All right, so now we're on 6. And 6, what are we going to do? Cross hook. 1, 2. All right, and let's do parry back fist. Parry back fist. This is something that you'll definitely do with scene partners. 8, 4, 5, 6. Other side, you're going to cover with one hand, the other hand's inside. So you're here, covering the outside hand, throwing the inside hand. So the outside hand becomes the inside hand, and then you throw it. Parry, strike. Parry means you're taking the block, moving it down. You're taking someone else's strike, and you're striking back. It's called parry. So cover, push it down, strike. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's do it one more time each side because I really love this, and you can do it a little bit more with the breath work. I either exhale, inhale, or inhale, exhale. So, and then switch it up. All right, and now let's go for weaving underneath. Let's actually weave underneath here. If you do Tai Chi with me, you know that we do this exercise, inhaling, exhaling, and reverse it, inhaling. This is great for releasing stress, heat trapped in the chest cavity, etc. Now we're going to take it and make it a little bit more boxing-esque. The pelvis rotated on the femur before. We're not going to do that as much here. We're going to do less of that and drop down and go around, okay? Because we don't want to make the chest parallel to the ground. If you do MMA, if you do mixed martial arts, and then you do take certain boxing concepts like this, and you go down, you're putting your face in knee range. So you don't want to put your head near someone's knee because they'll just pick their knee up and hit your temple and you fall on the ground. It sucks and you go to sleep. So instead of doing that, you're going to keep the hands up and you're going to drop a little bit and come around. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're on 6, right? 6, and then switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, great. And now 6 kicks. Let's do stomp kicks. Up, down. This is to stop someone's kick. So you're stomping their kick out. They're about to kick you, and you block their kick with your foot. But this is also to attack the knee. It's kicking someone's knee, their inner thigh, etc. So up, down. So you're gonna go inhale, up, down, back up. 2, 3, 4. This is great choreography. 5, 6, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Little choreography trick that you may want to try if you're into choreography is stomp kick, step back, throw your own kick. So you stomp the kick, throw your kick. It's really, really fun. Nice little beat. That's a rhythm that it's a fun, simple rhythm to create with with your friend if you're doing some simple choreography like, oh, oh, so it's really fun. Okay, 5, we're going to switch foot. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn around, check this out. We're going to elbow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Turn back around and let's just duck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good stuff. And now 4. And we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good stuff. And hands. We're going to cross, hook, cross. That's 1. Cross, hook, cross. 2. Cross, hook, cross. 3. Cross, hook, cross. 4. Switch legs. Cross, hook, cross is 1. Cross, hook, cross. 2. Cross, hook, cross. 3. Cross, hook, cross. 4. So again, nice little things, combinations you can bring into choreography. Cross, they slip. Hook, they weave under. Cross, they slip again, maybe strike you back. Fun things. Fun little things you can go for. Alright, now we're going to start. We're going to do 4 for the abs here. Duck back, come forward. So 1, feel the abs work, I come back. So lean back. 2, 3, 4. So someone's throwing like jab cross at you, and you lean back on the cross and come back at them. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that I'm not leaning square, I'm leaning on the side, so I'm cocked a little bit. Ready to go. Alright, and now we're on 3. And for 3, let's do obliques. 1, 2, 3. Good stuff. And now 3, let's do karate chops. Yes. So we're going to get into a low stance when we drop down. We're going to chop from cross to our center line from our shoulder, either side, past our set, either to your belly button or past it. So inhale up. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Alright. Karate chops are nice. You can, if you have not seen a film called Kick Girl, no, I'm sorry, High Kick Girl. High Kick Girl. It is, in my opinion, not a great film in terms of story, but the action choreography is absolutely insane. It is insane. Everybody in it's like a real fighter from Japan. They beat each other up so much, it's crazy. The woman who stars in it, at the end of the final fight scene, her knees are so bruised up with black and blues. It's just like, it's amazing. High Kick Girl. I've been getting into getting DVDs again, and this is like, yeah, I don't have many DVDs anymore. They're like back home in New York. But I've been getting DVDs again because I don't trust streaming services to not only host the film, but host all the behind-the-scenes content. So DVDs are were a great format to have like all the special behind-the-scenes stuff, everything that you want to know about the film in one place, or a lot of things that you may want to know about the film in one place. So, so High Kick Girl, crazy choreography, crazy fight sequences. Shout out to everybody who's in that movie. So. Their karate chops, the reason I brought that up is because you'll see how they use karate chops in very realistic ways with like step off kind of movements and really launching people, and they're really hitting each other. That's the cool thing about the film, they actually hit each other. So super high level stuff. Again, a lot of really tough karate people in that film. So we're on 3, we just did chops, and now we're doing, let's do some weaves underneath. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3. Good stuff. Now we're on 2. 1, 2. Good. And now 2. Let's do high jab, low cross. So 1 and step 2. 1, 2. Again on the other side. High jab, look across. Boom, boom. Inhale up, so boom, step with it. Inhale up, boom, down. Okay, cool. Now, let's go down and weave up, down, really low weave. Up, down, switch legs, taking it slow, we're going deep. Up, down, up. Good stuff. And finally, let's do some out. One, two. Did we? I'm sure. Did we do kicks? I don't know if we did kicks on 3. Since I'm not sure. Let's do the other way for 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. For any time I'm not sure, I do a bonus. Call it a bonus. Now we're on 1, which is going to be 16. Let's do 16 jumping jacks, but with the oblique hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Doing my best to be as light as possible because of martial arts, of course, but also because of a downstairs neighbor. I don't want to ever disturb my neighbors, so just be cognizant of your neighbors if you live in a city or an apartment, etc. Okay. 16, we're going to do jab, cross, hook, uppercut. That's going to be 1 for 16. We're going to do 8 each side. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. So we have 4. If you want it to be a little more stylish, you can jab, cross, step with the hook, uppercut. Jab, cross, step in the same direction as the hook, jab, and I just did it twice, one direction. Now watch this. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Stepping in the opposite direction. Jab, cross, step on the opposite direction, uppercut. So switch legs. Notice we'll do it static 4 times. Hook, uppercut. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Jab, cross, hook, and drop your level. Uppercut, bring that level back. Jab, cross, drop the level on the hook, bring the level back on the uppercut. And now we're going to step. And the same, if you're right, if I'm throwing my right hand, I'm going to step right. So jab, cross, step with the hook, uppercut. Jab, cross, step with the hook, uppercut. Now I'm going to step opposite of the punch. Jab, cross, step with the hook, uppercut. Jab, cross, step with the hook, uppercut. 2 different ways of playing with the opponent. The opponent will expect pressure, more attacks to come on the side where the pressure is coming. When you step in that direction, then there's other options. But if you step opposite the direction of the pressure, there's an amazing Russian fighter who was compared to like Neo in the Matrix for making his opponents dizzy because of striking and stepping in the opposite direction of the strike and then showing up on the other side of them where they're not defending. So someone hits you here, you're going to defend here, but then if they're over here, then you're like, oh no, I got to defend here, but then they're over here. That's how he would get them. So really interesting guy to study. I forgot his name, but I'm sure you could find him just by the description I just gave you. All right, so now we'll do the weaves. So 1, actually we'll do it each side, 16. 1, drop the elbow, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, great. And now we're going to, let's say we're going to do our final kick. Let's do 16 kicks, any kicks you want on one leg. So one leg, any kicks you want, 16 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's kind of a knee, but still. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, 16. Okay. side. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, 16. Uplifting heaven. Immediately when you finish, before you get water, before you get anything, you bring your awareness back to the breath. Not just the awareness, the color visualization of the breath into the belly. You capture your attention. It's the whole point. You want to have full control over your attention. You want to be able to expand your awareness to anywhere that you'd like, or make it as laser focused as you want. So we're not done because we're going to stretch. I just want to make sure I have enough power on these things. Cool. All right, cool. Well, I'm happy people have joined on both my accounts. Again, we're about to stretch right now, but I'm live streaming both my Tai Chi account and our Justice for Hire account. Justice for Hire is our martial arts show where anybody can join the cast right from their phone. So if you go to justiceforohire.com, you'll learn all about it. It's free to join. We have a global community creating a show that's like Uber for heroes, where you can hire a hero or become one and get paid. So, and I'm Coach Jan, if you don't know me. If you're on Justice for Hire, you don't know me. If you're on TikTok, on my Tai Chi TikTok, you know me. Coach Jan, I coach the U.S. Tai Chi Push Hands team. Martial arts is a huge part of my life, and I'm also a filmmaker and a comic book writer, so all this stuff ties together for me, and I love sharing it, and I love sharing the stuff that helps us do our stunts and make them very realistic for our show, which we've won lots of awards for. So I have a great team of people that I do this stuff with, and I'm always expanding it. We're always expanding it, and anybody can join, like I said, right from their phone. So we're going to get down, I'm going to stretch. I'm going to bring these cameras down with me too, so we can just do it from down here. All right, I'll give you the background of the comic books and stuff. All right, so yeah, just make sure you always stretch right away when you train. Get a drink of water if you need, but first and foremost, connecting the breath, grabbing my feet, sucking in my belly button, lifting my collarbone. And exhale, just bringing my chest, not the head, my chest toward my feet. Of course, if you're more flexible here, please go down more. In fact, I actually feel like I need to do more of a laying down kind of stretch. So I'm going to lay down and just kicking my feet over the head. I'm grabbing the instep each foot and just letting my knees flay. Make sure you inhale the breath as a color into the belly with every breath, and exhale, spread through the whole body like a radar. Come down one vertebrae at a time. Soft, soft, soft. Reaching up. I want to make sure that you make a little adjustment so you guys can see. There we go. Gonna bring body on the ground, inhale up, reach my foot over the Justice for Hire folks. You can see I'm bringing a foot over and dropping it behind my back. On JFH, I am streaming on an iPad, so it's our first time logging in with the iPad. I'm impressed with the camera. I think it's an older iPad. So inhale up, exhale down. My arms are out. My chest is flat to the ground. My feet, I'm looking in the opposite direction as I just was, and I'm lifting up my. If I'm looking right, I'm lifting up my right foot and bringing it over my hips to my back. Inhaling deep. Exhale. Inhaling deep. Exhale. Inhale deep.
Inhale up. Drop down. Another nice thing to do is widen the hips out. Keep the knees, the foot flexed. Not flexed too much, meaning like I'm not flexing it hard. I just keep, if you want to protect your knee joint, let me actually bring my foot forward. So, as an example, here I have shin flat. I want to have my shoulders parallel to my shin, and I'm going to drop my body over. For some folks, they may feel some pressure in their kneecap. So here, you're going to help minimize that pressure and protect the knee joint, you're going to flex the foot, bringing the toes toward the kneecap, so you can protect the joint more. That little flex will help you a lot. And while you work toward getting those shoulders parallel to the shin, you just relax over it. Don't push it too much. Inhale deep and exhale over. Inhale up. I'm going to turn, looking behind me. And I'm going to reach up, taking my hand and pushing off the ground and reaching up. So we'll switch sides here. And let me fix this for folks on JFH. Yeah, we still have a JFH? Yeah, cool. All right. So, like I said, here if you have any knee trouble, just flex. It's not as simple as if you have knee trouble, just flex and everything's fine. Like, everyone has different challenges in life. So I'm just giving you a suggestion to protect the knee joint. Roll this foot up toward the kneecap when it's flat if you want to protect the knee joint more, if you need that. Not everyone needs that. I'm always very cautious because my father had knee issues, and he's, 4-time Tai Chi World Cup champion, really super strong guy, but he played football and basketball and had some knee challenges from that. So because of my father's challenges, I always believe, I tell my son too, learn from other people's challenges and mistakes, and do your best to just recognize, to embody that. So to recognize, okay, they made this, embody that sense that they have. They're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. So just take that. Be like, okay, I totally get it. I do my best to put myself in their shoes, gather that experience, and then say, okay, let me avoid that unnecessary challenge so that we can keep evolving. I feel like it's totally necessary. Cortelio, there's a startup that was called Cortelio, and I forgot what they were working on, but they were building some sort of like NASA database. And the founder, I did a video for her once, and she said something really powerful. She said that because people don't share research is repeated and time is wasted. I think that's really important to think about. Like, we don't have to do the electrical wiring in our homes or discover electricity because someone already did that, so we don't necessarily need to do it. We can deepen those learnings, but we don't need to rediscover the thing that's already been discovered. So I think there's a lot of value in us learning from each other's research, whether that's mistakes or successes, and then saying, hey, you know what, like, I get it, thank you, and let me apply that learning that you had into my life so I can evolve myself, evolve culture overall. I think it's, really, really important way of thinking. So talk about that with my son a lot. All right, and coming up, and from here, turn around, like walk your hands, look around. And I had to take my own advice too, but all of a sudden I just felt a little pull on my knee, so I gotta flex that little thing behind me. There we go, and it fixed it too. What do you know? What do you know? Stuff works. Reaching out, pushing through my arm. And I'm super interested, since we're finishing up, I always love to, or when I remember, I love to ask, like, where's everybody from? So I'm a New Yorker, and and I live in Los Angeles. So, and as you might be able to tell, because I'm streaming on our show, Justice for Hire, and on my Tai Chi account, highly focused on connecting martial arts and media and things like that, hence being in a media capital in Los Angeles. So, but I love New York. But yeah, always wondering where folks are from. So if you're if you want to be a part of our Justice for Hire show, we probably have people in your neighborhood, in your town, or at least in your state. We're still growing. Inhale, reach up. Other side. Switch. Reach up. One more other side. And let's get a few more stretches in before we finish up. And just leaning back. Inhale deep, exhale. Inhale deep, exhale. Coming forward. Exhale, dropping the head forward. Suck the belly button in. Exhale, dropping the head forward. Child's pose. Inhale deep. Suck the belly button in. And lean back. Okay. And down. And guys, before we finish up, you guys know I'm big. I grew up in a comic book family, a martial arts comic book family, actually at Marvel. So my dad is a comic critic, or is a comic book writer, and so I've got two new releases today, which is Spawn. I collect a lot of Spawn because my son is a featured artist in here, fan artist. So I like to support Todd McFarlane and his work. And if you haven't seen Justice for Hire, our comic book series, check it out. It's pretty fun. It's available digitally everywhere. But of course, this is inspiration for the show that we're doing on TikTok, on Instagram, etc. Like we have our own app on justiceforhire.app. But if you want to learn about what we're doing a little bit more deeply before you consider joining, or you just want to watch it, it's on TikTok at Justice for Hire. So please check it out. And if you want to join, you go to justiceforhire.app. If you want to just learn, justiceforhire.com will tell you a whole bunch of stuff and link you to the app. And if you want to learn more about our company, Real World, which I'm the founder of, it's all about cinematic social network. We believe that making movies and television together as a community is the future of film and TV. So, and as a martial artist, I want to make a martial arts show. So that's what we're doing. So check us out there too on Real World, REELWURLD. So to finish up tonight, I always like to finish up with just a closing meditation, which is just white light, washing that light through the body, using the sound vibrations that we're going to make right now, just 3 of them, to allow our awareness to go through the skin, through the bones, and to consciously clean parts of our body that we may need to clean internally, and that no one else may be able to do except us by our own efforts. So let's do this together now. Closing the eyes, pushing the sit bones into the ground. You can also stand and do this. You don't have to be seated. Collarbone lifting out. Imaginary string lifting from the top of the head. Close your eyes. Inhale white light into the belly. And spread it through the whole body with the sound ah. And allow that white light and the vibration of the sound to permeate and penetrate every cell of the body. Consciously visualize. Another breath. This time, washing the light through the body and making a bubble of light around the body. One more. Big breath, white light to the belly. And spread the light as far as you can into your environment and beyond. 1 gratitude for your body, the space you're in, the good people in your life. And thank you guys so much. Again, I'm streaming on Justice for Hire and on my Tai Chi TikTok. So thank you guys, all of you, for joining. And please follow along if you're new to this, or if you are already following. Thank you so much. I'm Jan Lucanus, Coach Jan, as I'm known in my Tai Chi community. And I love you guys. So justiceforhire.com, and I hope to see you soon. And I'll be streaming again tomorrow on Tai Chi for sure, on Justice for Hire. I'll be streaming again for sure on Friday night, which will be our last stunt training session of the year with our stunt team. So there will be people with us here in not here, but in North Hollywood, where we'll go to our dojo at Shaolin American Self-Defense Academy. So, which I've done a lot of Tai Chi videos at as well. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season so far. And always feel free to ask any, share any thoughts, ask any questions or ideas. And love you guys. And look, someone said, great job. Don't forget to take a break. Love you guys. Thank you.
Someone said great job.
Yeah.